Coloring books are really blowing up on Amazon right now, and in this tutorial, I will be showing you how you can leverage a holiday-themed coloring book like Easter to make the most income this month. Now, if you look at my screen right now, you can see that this particular Easter-themed coloring book has gotten over 400 purchase review and is currently selling at a little bit over $21, which means that this coloring book alone has generated over $10,000 and has sold 600 already in the past month, which is an indication that this is actually doing well as Easter is currently approaching, which makes it a search term to rise even more this period. Now, you can leverage this business idea for any kind of holiday. It could be Christmas, it could be New Year, it could even be Halloween. However, at this time of the year that I'm doing this video, we are around April, which is why we're leveraging on Easter-themed coloring book. Now, we're going to start with the book specification. And for our book specification, our dimension, we're going to be leveraging 8.5 by 11 inches. We're going to be using bleed. Our page count will be 104 pages. And our book type is going to be paperback. Now, the next thing we want to do is obviously to give our coloring book a name before we start creating it. So we can easily go to ChatGPT and give it a prompt saying Easter-themed coloring book names, or give me 10 Easter-themed coloring book names, depending on how many you would like ChatGPT to give you, so you can pick from the options. And ChatGPT has gone ahead to give us, and you can see a variety of creative Easter-themed coloring book names. However, I looked through it, and the one I really found interesting is Exciting Color Creation. However, we'll just name it Exciting Creations. So now that we know our name, the next step we want to do is we want to create our cover page. To do that, you want to head over to Amazon KDP calculator, and we're going to simply enter our book information. Now we want to select the binding type, which is obviously paperback. The interior will be black and white. The paper type will be white paper. The reading direction will be left to right. The measurement unit will be in inches. The interior trim size will be 8.5 by 11 inches. Now, the page count is going to be 104 pages, and we're going to click on calculate dimension. Now, Amazon is going to go ahead and give us a template that we should be utilizing. So what we're going to do is we're going to download this template so we can have it on our computer system. Now, typically the template comes as a zip file, and if you should open the zip file, what we want is the PNG file, so we can just simply move that out so we can easily access it. Now, we're going to go to Canva. We're going to click on the plus icon. We're going to click on custom size, and we're going to change this unit to inches because that's what we are using for creating our cover. Then we're going to go here to check the width. Amazon has given us the width we should be using, so we're going to copy that, go back to Canva, and we're going to paste that here. Now the height is 11.25, and we're going to click create design. Now, once our design is here, the next thing we want to do is we want to impute our already downloaded template that we got from Amazon. So we've uploaded the template to Canva, and we're just going to add it to our design here. We're going to drag it all the way down, and it should be a perfect fit. Next thing we want to do is we can reduce the transparency. The reason for us putting the template here is just so that we can see what we are doing and make sure that all our important design stays within this pink line. So we don't want to have texts that are going out of the line or crossing into the line. Now, the next thing is, of course, we want to create a cover page. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to this particular website. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description. All the tools I'm using, I'll be leaving a link in the description. You click that link, it will take you here. And what you want to do is you want to hit on this create with AI, and you want to go to images. Now, you want to give a description of what you want to create for your images. So we can say Easter rabbit, simple colorful images for coloring book cover. Ensure the size is at portrait, and we're going to click on generate. So this is cute, and we can take any of this to utilize. We're going to download this, and we're going to download this as well. Now we're going to go back to Canva, and we're going to start imputing our designs. So we're going to upload them to Canva. We can impute this first one here and bring it all the way here. Now, if we want to add a little bit of color to the background, we can simply click on background remover. So now we have removed the background, and what we can do is we can then go ahead move this down a little bit and go to change the background. So we can click on this and change it to this. We can make it a bit mild. So this is looking okay. Want to move this down a little. We can also make it bigger and bolder. So now we have done for the first part. We want to go ahead and do for the second part, which is the back side. Now we can go ahead to add this just like that. So we're going to go here and add this, and we're going to spread it out all the way just to make it look cute. We can crop this out and bring this a little bit upwards here. Now I know this is showing on top of our barcode, but I wouldn't mind because the barcode is going to be added onto it, so that wouldn't be a problem for us. The reason why I took out those images is because I would prefer to add some of our actual coloring images just so that the customer are fully aware on what they are buying. Now, what we will do is we're going to hold on with this part because we're going to be designing it later. But first of all, we will need to add our text. Now, to add our text, we're going to go to the text here. We can choose the heading, and we're just going to impute our coloring book name, which is Exciting Creations. We're going to zoom it out. We can click enter here just so that it's really bold. We want to bring it to the middle, centralized. We can also change the font. So I'm going to be using this font. We can go to the effects and we're going to click on outline. We'll make the initial color to be white and we can edit the outline to be black. Then I can put a square shape onto it just so that it can really bring out the text. So I can make that green. We're also going to be doing this one, but first of all, we need to start creating our pages first before we'll be able to add them to the back page here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Amazon KDP Help Topics. Now, under Amazon KDP Help Topics, you want to go to Book Formatting and format your paperback. Under here is where you'll be able to find trim size, bleed, and margins. So we want to click select trim size, bleed, and margin. This will enable us to be able to know the page sizes we will use in creating our coloring pages. So now we're going to be using bleed, like I said, for our coloring book, and bleed is just simply when the images spread all the way towards the end of the page after it has been trimmed. So we're going to be using bleed. We just click this first one here and we'll scroll down to see the page size, which is 8.5 by 11, but this is without the bleed. So the corresponding size with bleed will be this one. If we scroll up, you can see it. So this is what we're going to be imputing in Canva to get our page size for our coloring pages. So we can copy this, go back to Canva, and create a new custom size page. Remember to have this in inches. We're going to delete this and we're going to paste it. Remember, the height is the same, so we're going to create a new design. So now that we have our page here, the next thing we want to do is we want to create our margin. I already have my margin here. However, if yours is not there, how you can find it is by simply going to File, going to Settings, and clicking Show Rulers and Guides. Alternatively, you can also click Shift plus R. Now, once we have gotten our page size, the next thing is to set our margin of which you can go back to Amazon KDP, scroll all the way down to know the appropriate margin we should be using. So for the page count, which is 24 to 150 page, this is the inside gutter margin and this is the outside margin we'll be using since our coloring book is with bleed. And remember that our page count is 104, so it falls within this first rule here. And of course, this is our inside gutter margin and this is our outside margin, which is 0.375. By the way, if you are finding this video helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe to join the family, and do not forget to smash the notification bell icon so when next I drop a new video, YouTube will notify you first. So we're just going to zoom this out so we're able to see. And we're going to take this all the way to see our inside gutter margin. Now remember that you may not get an exact number, but you want to go as close as you can get to the numbers, right? So I've gotten to 0.92 and it's better more than less. So we're also going to pull this down to get 0.375. So we got this one here, 0.386. Now, remember, we're going to do the same for this part and the lower part. So what we can do easily is to go to Element, take a shape, which is the square shape, and we're going to go to have it resized to this square here. We can just go here and resize it here. So now that we have that resized, we're going to go copy it, move it to this place here, and we're going to drag the margin here all the way. The same thing we're going to do for the lower parts. We're going to take it all the way down. We're going to put it here, and we are going to drag this ruler all the way here to get our margin. Once we're done with that, we can then delete it as we no longer have any use for it. We're also going to delete this one also. Now, what I want to create is some kind of border around. Remember that these lines you are seeing here will not be visible by the time you have your final publishing. So I want to have an external tick line just to give our coloring pages some certain frame inside. So I can easily go here and type line, and we can go to shapes. You can see there's a line here. We can take it all the way up. And I'm just going to go ahead to stretch it all the way. I'm going to copy it and bring it down. Then I can duplicate it also and rotate it to be 90 degrees. I can take it all the way up to this line here and make sure I bring it all the way down to meet this line. I can then duplicate it, move it all the way here and make it this way. So that way we have a smaller frame inside of our book. So we're going to duplicate it. So now we have 104 pages. We're going to go back to the first one to start creating our design. So typically for our first page, I usually prefer it to be the coloring page of the book cover. So what we are going to do then is we're going to take the design of the front of the book cover and put it into this particular AI tool. I'm going to be leaving the link to this particular AI tool. So if you click these three icons here, we want to go to photo to coloring page. We'll upload our photo, which is going to be this photo that we are using for our coloring page. We're going to click generate page now. So let's generate 3 batches, and we're going to go ahead, remove watermark, then generate. So you can see our image is generated and it's looking so cute. I'm going to choose this one. We're going to download PNG. So once we've downloaded that, we can then come to Canva and upload it. And we can then go ahead to add it to our image. We want to zoom it to be really bold to occupy our image really well. So now that that is looking good, next thing we want to do is we want to add the text. We can go to our cover page and we can just hold the shift button and copy the text. So we're going to zoom this out. Remember, since this is black and white, this one will most likely be some sort of gray color. Then we can have this up here, exciting creations. So I went ahead to remove those black lines around as that was not in our original cover page. Now that we're done with that, the next thing we want to do is we can go ahead to impute our copyright page. We're also going to take out all these lines as it's not applicable for the copyright page. So now I've imputed the copyright page, and I've also created the name page where the owner of the coloring book can just write his name. I just simply used the text box, imputed a text, and of course made it black and white, and a line here. I also took out the lines around it as it's also not applicable here. The next thing is we're going to leave the back page, right? Because the back page is usually blank. So we're also going to take this out here. So the next thing is we want to start creating our coloring book, which would obviously start from here. What we want to do is we want to go to this same AI tool. And the good thing about this AI tool is that this AI tool, not just can you convert photo to coloring page, it also has free coloring pages, and also you can use the text to coloring page, meaning you want to give it some prompts and it will use that prompt to generate coloring images for you. Now, what we want to do is we want to go to the text to coloring page where we can give it a prompt. Now, typically, you can give it a prompt from your head, basically, but what I would advise you to do in order for you to be able to come up with a really detailed prompt is to go to ChatGPT. So you can say, I would like to do an Easter themed coloring book for toddlers using AI. The reason why I used toddlers is just so that it can give prompts that wouldn't have too many sophistications in it. Then give me 40 detailed Easter themed prompts I can use to generate very simple, bold, and easy Easter themed coloring pages that toddlers can color. It should have a little bit of adventure and fun. Always ensure to include a phrase in each prompt to indicate that the images should be bold with thick lines so that the AI tool can provide images accordingly, which is super important because you need to ensure that the lines are bold and very visible. So now ChatGPT has gone to do the magic and it has given us, it even split it into different categories. You can see bunny adventures, chicken friends, egg hunts, spring scenes, Easter crafts and activities, adventure funds, Easter bunny homes, and the likes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this first one here, the bunny riding a tricycle through a garden full of Easter eggs drawn in a bold style with thick lines, and we're going to go here and paste it here, and we're going to click create coloring page now. Now we're going to leave it under the prompt enhancer. Ensure you leave it under the toddler, because if you look at it, the difficult level, the higher you go, the more sophisticated it is. And this coloring book, we want to make it so that even little children should find it very simple to color. So we're going to be using the toddler difficulty level, and the dimension, we're going to leave it under this 2x3, because remember, the dimension for our coloring page is more like a rectangle, which is 8.5 by 11. So this is the perfect dimension fit. Again, we can increase the batch generation to generate 3. This is because it is AI and you want to be able to have multiple options that you can select from. We can scroll down, remove the watermark, and make it high print quality. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on generate now. So you can see it has gone to give us these cute coloring images, and they are all looking great. I'm going to choose this as it looks really bolder. So I'm going to download it, download as PNG. Remember, you can choose whichever resonates better with you. So once we've downloaded that, we want to go ahead and impute the next of our prompt. So we can go back to ChatGPT and say a baby bunny climbing a small hill to find a golden egg with bold and thick outlines. And we're going to come here and we're going to paste that here. Remember that all other things, the difficulty level, the dimension, batch, everything remains the same, and we're going to generate. So you can see these are really cute details that we can work with. And the good thing is we can even download multiple of these images to put in our coloring book. So I'm going to be downloading these 2 images. And we can also download this one if we also want. It's totally up to you. Remember, we can also utilize the free coloring pages just to also see what we can use from there. We can just easily search for bunny. Under bunny, we can go to the bunny here and we can search for simple coloring pages. So you can see this one, Easter bunny garden. We can click to open it, and what we want to do is we want to click on download PNG, and that will be downloaded for us. We can also go back and look for others. So we can also download this one too. This is also good. Download as PNG. We can go back again. So we're going to do that and continue to get as much coloring pages as we can. And I'm going to continue to get all of that off the camera using both the free coloring page and using the text to coloring pages. And once we're done, we're going to go back to Canva to start imputing our coloring pages. So we have downloaded the coloring images that we need, and we're going to go over to Canva to start creating them. So we are in Canva now. Remember that the back of the coloring page is going to be blank. So after each page, we are going to leave a blank page so that should in case the person coloring it is making use of marker, so it will not seep into the next coloring page. So now what we're going to do here is we're simply going to go to ChatGPT. Now you can see ChatGPT broke it down into categories. So what we can do just to make it spicy, we can add each category. So we're just going to copy this here, bunny adventure. We're going to add a text here and we're going to paste it here. Now what we can do is we want to use this same effects from here. So we can click on it, click this paint icon to copy the style, and we're going to paint it over here. So that will be bunny adventure. We want to ensure that it is centralized. And what we can do just to spice it up, we can just go to elements and search for Easter eggs outline. So we can add and one up here. After this one, we're going to go to upload and make sure we upload all the things that we've downloaded. So you can see that all of our coloring images are being downloaded, and this was made possible because of this particular AI tool. Now, this particular AI tool will allow you for multiple opportunities, both being able to access free coloring images, be able to convert a photo into a coloring page. You can give it prompts for it to convert into a coloring page. You can even do online coloring with this particular AI tool. And with this, you are able to do up to 5,000 coloring pages per month. However, you need to be subscribed to the pricing plan. You can see the starter is just 6.99. The hobby is 13.99. The professional is 29.99. The business is 69.99. And this is super great because these color images would help you to be able to create multiple coloring books and be able to make more revenue within a given period of time. And remember, as a starter on KDP, you want to be able to create multiple coloring books, and this particular AI tool affords you the opportunity. I'll be leaving the link in my description. You can go ahead to check it out. So for every of the next page, we're going to be deleting this line because we do not need it. So we're going to go to this next one. So we can remove this name below by cropping it. We want to make it as big, as bold as possible. And we want to put the position to back so that all of the lines can be over the image. So we want to make sure that we centralize it and make sure that we make it as bold as we can, just so that the coloring is much more fun. So now that we've done this one, we're going to go to the next one. Remember, we're going to leave this place blank. So we are going to select all of this and delete the lines, skip it and move to this next one. Now we're going to add another one here. So we can add it up to here and of course zoom it out. So now it's looking super great. Make sure it's within the box that we have put. And do not forget to click position and click to back so that the boxes would be over the image. The next one, we're going to leave it and we're just going to select all of this, take it out, and we're going to do for the next one. We're going to zoom it out also. We're going to click position and to back so we can crop this out just so we are able to zoom properly. So this is okay. And we're going to go over to the next one. So what we'll do again is we're going to go ahead and delete this. And of course, go to the next one and add. So you can see this is one of the free coloring image. And you can see that it has some lines around it. That is like the watermark. So what we're going to simply do is we are going to crop it away so that it is not visible in our book. And once we've cropped that away, we are going to then zoom it again to fill the lines. And we're going to also go click position and click to back. So you can see this is looking good. It's all looking well. Make sure that everything is within the line, nothing is escaping. So the next one also, we are going to go ahead, take it out, and we're going to go ahead and keep adding the image. So this is how we're going to go ahead and add all of our images in the different categories. You may not use ChatGPT's own. You can make it cuter. You can give it your own spice. And of course, I'm going to go do that off the camera. And once I'm done, I'm going to show you the final look. So now we have completely populated our coloring images into our design. And if we just use the grid mode, you can see all of beautiful pages up to the end. Remember that after each page, you have to leave a blank space. So now that we are done with that, what we are going to do is we're going to click on share. We're going to click on download. We're going to change this file type to PDF print. We're going to tick flatten PDF. We're going to change to CMYK and we want to click on download. Remember that we're supposed to add some of the examples of our coloring page on the cover page. So what we're going to do is we'll click on download. We'll go to PNG. And we're simply just going to choose any page. You may want to pick like 4 pages. So I'm going to untick select all. And I'm just going to select a few cute pages. So I'm going to tick done once I'm done with that. And I'm going to click on download. So now we're going to go to our cover page and we're going to start designing this. First, we want to put this pencil icon down below. I can also add like a green line just to complement with this here. So I can go to elements. I can bring a box, change the color and just spread it. Then I can click this 3 icon and send it to the back. Next thing, we're going to upload the coloring pages we've already downloaded. So we can start adding them one by one. So just take this and move it here. We'll take another one. We're going to zoom it to be about the same size. And we're going to put it beside it. We can also add this one here and this one to the design. We can zoom it out and we're just going to resize it. We can put it on top of one just to get the appropriate size. So you can see that with the size we are using is going to be very big. So we're just going to reduce it here. So once we reduce that, we'll do the same for this one. We're going to reduce it also. I will make the others the same size. Move this to the back. And you can see this is looking good. It all depends on how you want to design the back. Now again, just to make the back cuter, we can add Easter eggs around it. So Canva can just help us with that. So we can add these eggs here. We can take it upwards here. So this can be here, and we can put it to the back. Again, we can just look for any other design of our choice just to make the back really colorful. And we can add this in the center also of our coloring pages. So now that all that is said and done, what we want to do is we want to delete this Amazon template as we no longer have any need for it. And you can see that our coloring book is looking really cute and looking really nice. So we can add like flowers just to give it some extra creativity. So you can see this one here, flower, is looking really good. We can make it curved, move it this way. We can reduce the transparency and take it to the back. We can also copy it, also turn it the other way around and put it at the end here also. It should also be at the back. Forward here. We can also take it here again. We can copy it. We can move it this way again. And we can move it to the back. So that's good. So now that all that is said and done, and we're done with our cover page, we want to go ahead and click share, click download, click file type, PDF prints, flatten PDF. We're going to change it to CMYK. And once that is said and done, you want to click on download. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to Amazon KDP to publish our book. So we're going to click create. We're going to choose create paperback. We leave the language as English. Our book title is Exciting Creation. You can say Easter Coloring Book or Coloring Book for Easter, whichever one you prefer. It's not part of a series, so we leave that. We're also going to leave the edition number as we don't have that. We're going to put the author's names. So I'm just going to use TFI Designs. The contributor, we have no contributor, so we're going to leave it. The description, you want to add the description of your coloring book as much detail as possible. So I've just prepared a description and I've added that here. We're going to tick no for this. The minimum age, we can select age 5 to 18 plus. Primary marketplace, we'll leave it at amazon.com. We want to choose categories. So we'll select categories. We can go to children's books. We can select subcategories as activity, crafts and games, subcategories as activity books, subcategory again as coloring books, and we're going to take it as non-fiction. I will save the category. We can choose to add another category if we wish. We can go to crafts, hobbies and homes. We can go to coloring book for grown-ups, and we can just tick animals, fantasy, and that's okay. So we're going to save categories. So for the keywords, you want to add keywords that people are actively searching for. And one major thing you want to be ranking for is the holiday theme, which is like Easter. If you are doing for New Year, which would be New Year. If it's Christmas, you want to do Christmas, right? So we're going to go to Amazon and we're going to search Easter. You can see Easter gifts for kids, Easter gifts for teens. So we're going to put that here. So we've put that. We're going to go back and check for, you can see Easter books for kids age 3 to 5, Easter books for kids age 5 to 7. So we're going to choose Easter books for kids. We can copy that. So we can also write Easter coloring book. And we're going to leave this for the publication date. We'll leave this and we're going to click save and continue. Next thing, we're going to click assign ISBN because our book doesn't already have one. And Amazon has assigned one to us. We'll leave the print option as black and white interior. The trim size, we're going to select a different trim size and look for what we use, which is 8.5 by 11. The bleed settings is with bleed. The paperback will be glossy because that's usually the standard to make it more fancy. We're going to upload our manuscript as well as our book cover. So we've uploaded our coloring pages, which is our manuscript, as well as our book cover. Next thing, we're going to declare if we used AI generated content, and yes, we did. Now, this is just for Amazon to know. It doesn't affect the visibility of your book or whatsoever. So we're going to put for text, we did not make use of. For images, we're going to select yes with minimal or no editing, and we're going to input the AI tools we used. For translations, none. Then we're going to preview our book. So now you can see this is our cover, and what you just want to do is you want to look through it, see if it's cool. You can see our barcode is here and it's all looking good. You want to also scroll. You can see our coloring pages. And what you want to do is you want to take your time to look at it and see if there's at all, so that you can make any corrections, or just for you to see how the preview of the book is going to be like. So once all that is all good, said and done, you want to click on approve. So once you've approved, you want to scroll all the way down and you want to click on save and continue. So once you do that, you want to scroll down again. And in terms of pricing, the best way to set your pricing is by looking at similar coloring books in the same shell as yours. So if we should go to Amazon and search for Easter coloring books, you can see 6.99, 7.99 and the like. So it's between 6 to 7, 8 and the like. So I'm just going to go with 6.99. You don't want to price your coloring book all the way high, in fact higher than your competitors, because you are new on Amazon KDP and you're trying to get as much eyes on your coloring book as well. You do not want to price all the way low because it's going to affect your profit margin. Now, once you have put in your price, it's going to automatically populate for all of these Amazon websites here. And if you want to change it, you can simply click on it to change it manually. However, if you do not want to change it, you can simply scroll all the way down. In terms of the publishing, it would take up to 72 hours before your book will be available on Amazon, which means that Amazon will need to vet your book for both standard and quality check, just to ensure that everything is in order. Then, of course, you can choose to request a book just to see how it will look physically as per what your customer will see. However, you can still do that even after your book is published. And once all that is said and done, you want to click publish your paperback. Once you click on that, your paperback will be submitted for vetting and publishing. And this is a really good way to hone this holiday theme. It could be Easter, it could be New Year, whatever it is, but this is like Easter themed, especially if it's around the month of March, April. You can leverage it and make the most out of it. Now, one tip that you should know is not just to publish one coloring book, but you want to publish multiple coloring books, as that way you have a higher chance or a higher possibility of your book being seen, and logically you'll be able to make more revenue and as well more profits altogether. I've also done a video on how to create normal coloring books. So even if you are not going for Easter theme, or even if there is no holiday, click the video you see on your screen right now to be able to create any coloring book at all and still make money all year round.